Hello, everyone. I hope this is going to work today. It looks like I'm on a little lag on my end. Let me say hello. I'm a few minutes early. Whew. There's a lot of shadows in my glasses today. I don't know how to get it out. If anybody has any advice on how to get rid of the shadows, y'all let me know because I don't know. Let's see. See if I popped up here on live. I did. I am here. Hey, Miss Jan, how are you doing? I got to turn this off, this volume down. Okay. Good morning. I can't find my glasses now. I have to look for them. So, how cold is it at your house? We were 32 this morning. We had our first freeze warning. So, it was pretty chilly out. Taking a break from chores. So it must not be very cold there if you're working outside. I'm not sure what the temperature is now here, but I know that it was 32 when I got in the car, had to go to the dentist, so it was 32 when I left at 7 a.m. It's 40 now, but was 19. Oh my gosh, then I have nothing to complain about at 32. I was ready for the summer to be over, but we didn't have that much fall weather. It just kind of went from zero to nothing on the fall spectrum. So yeah, I am. Oh, you've had two freezes. Wow, already. So do you have any vegetables for the fall planted? I did not plant anything because I'm in the middle of remodeling that farmhouse and I have all the work I can handle at the moment with the animals. So I didn't plant anything. I do have comfrey that's still growing. I have some mullein. I don't think that really dies back, or it comes back if it does. So, I mean, that's really the only thing that I have. Some goldenrod for the bees. Um, but no, I've just had so much to do with trying to refinish these antique bathtubs. And now it's getting too cold to paint outside, so I'm going to have to bring them into the bathroom where they're going to be in order to paint them. So, but I need them badly, otherwise I won't have a bathtub. And that was my main thing for this old bathroom was to have me a bathtub. Okay, it says I only have winter squash in the raised beds, but not sure how long it will last. Tomorrow will be 72. Oh, nice. Then the next 2 days it will be in the 80s. Man, you go from 19 to 80 or 72, even 72. That's warm from 19. I'm watching my son's birds, and every night we just keep our fingers crossed that they can withstand the cool temperatures, um, because those dadgum quail, they just pile up on top of each other and suffocate each other. It's the craziest thing. I know they don't do that in the wild, surely, but it's just keeping them from killing themselves, basically trying to stay warm. Yeah. So luckily, I didn't have that many last night. Thank goodness. He's not going to be home for a couple of days, so I don't want to lose all his birds while he's gone, because that's on me. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm just trying to get the house done. Well, when the cows aren't getting out, or when we had a couple of raccoon visitors last night. So always, yeah, they have heat lamps on them. Each we have 100-foot fly pen, and it's split up into half. Oh, you saw the cow video? Yeah, they were a mess. Um, so the 100-foot fly pen, the front half is totally covered with plastic, and it has heat lamps. There's at least 4 heat lamps spread out. You have to spread them out, or otherwise they just clump up anyway. And um, a few days ago, a bunch of them just got in the feeders, and they just kept piling into those little tower feeders. They just kept piling into the feeders, and of course, the ones on the bottom, it's not a very good outcome. So I was lucky. Then in the first pen, I didn't find any today. So they did really well, and they're fairly young. They're not babies, but in the second pen, I think I found 10 out of, I don't know, there's probably 300 or 400 in there. Um, so it wasn't really too bad considering how cold it was last night. Now the babies, they're in a building that stays pretty warm, so we don't have too much. And I think they're about 2 weeks old, so they're really small. So, and we've probably got close to 1,000 in there. So got plenty of quail, plenty. Yes, those cows, they're a mess. Um, Uncle Moose is so big, he doesn't realize when he leans over that old fence that belongs to the church down there that those pallets are old, and he just pops the pallet and the barbed wire behind it, everything. Yeah, I wonder what they do in the wild too, because you know they don't. Well, for one, there's not that many in one place probably. So, and they huddle together, I'm sure, just to keep warm. But when they're in a pen, they all gravitate to that light. So now he's got to wean them off of the light, because they'll survive better without the light once they get used to it. Um, but if that light is there, then they all hundreds of them try to get under those lights, and you can't put that many lights uh, in those pens. So I think we have at least 4 in each side. So yeah, you wonder, Do they suffocate each other in the wild? I don't know. But I mean, they survive from year after year, so not real sure. But um, so I've just been pumping them up and giving them as much food as they can get. Because if they eat, that their body temperature goes up because they're trying to process the food. Um, we had a weak spot in our pig pasture, and those pigs always busted through it. I took it I think it took us 3 repairs to finally fix the fence. Yeah, luckily, the pigs weren't down there. Now, if the goats and the pigs would have been out, they would have been over there with the cows too, because, that's just yummy grass, but we had spotted a coyote not 30 minutes prior to that. Um, my daughter-in-law had seen it out her back door just 50 feet from where the house is at. And it was across the fence, mind you, but it was sitting there just watching, and her little dog was out running around. And when I had just got in the Jeep and went back to the house, and I was starting on those bathtubs. Um, and all of a sudden, I looked at the pasture. I just glanced at the pasture and I thought, where are the cows at? The cows are missing. There's nobody in the pasture. I need to get some corn for our chickens and mix it with their feed. Yeah, um, we usually get the corn and sunflower seeds, those black oil sunflower seeds, and we also get kitty kibble. There's another one, oats. We mix that up, and your food goes a lot further. Your initial investment is bigger because you're buying those 50-pound bags of food, but it's got a lot more extra protein in it than just laying pellets or all stock pellets. So I saw that on forget the lady's name, Becky's Homestead. She's been using that formula for her chickens for many years. And so that's usually it. But I downsized, so I don't have that many chickens anymore. Well, compared to what I did have, I probably have more than you, but um, I may have, 50 chickens still. But I did get rid of a lot of roosters, extra roosters. I got rid of all the ducks, mostly except for the pond ducks. Becky is the first channel you ever watched. Yeah, I love her. Um, she's a really big channel now because she's been going so long, but she's real easy to understand. And yeah, I think she was probably one of the first channels that just popped up, and I watched her. And, you know, some of these other gigantic channels, they're just too large, and you're really just a speck on the wall. They're nice people, but they have so many subscribers and followers that they can't acknowledge every person that's on their lives or in their videos. There's just no way. Yes, she has grown a lot, and I did watch some of her videos on how she made uh, the soaps. I had already made soaps 10 years ago, but I hadn't made it in a few years. um, and I watched her soap videos, and she just makes soap basically for her family. And so I've been watching her more recent. Um, so yeah, I got a lot of good advice, even though she didn't know she was giving it. I got a lot of good advice from her channel with the chickens, because I started out with chickens. Those were my first things I picked up. That's why they don't do lives after they get so big. Yeah. Yes, I think you really enjoy doing the soaps. Um, I am taking uh, when I trim off the soaps, I trim the sharp edges off of them. When I trim those off, I've been saving those little pieces. So now I am going to make powdered laundry soap with that. And, I'll put washing powders and I won't use the Zote soap or the nail Safta. I can't say it with my missing tooth. um, I won't add those because I'm going to add my homemade soaps, and they clean very well. Chicken's the gateway drug. Yeah. You know what? If things get really bad at the store, I'm not really so worried. Now, fresh milk is a different thing because I don't milk my cow because she's nursing a baby. Um, but I've got fish in my pond. I've got beef in the freezer that we butchered a couple of beef last year, so we still have beef. We have venison. Oh, now the fresh vegetables are getting a little hard to come by, just because I don't have time right now to put a garden in. But I do have some things canned, so we're not going to starve. And there's always peanut butter and jelly. Hey, Good Times Homestead, how are you? Do you can your meat? I have never canned meat. No. Ours is in the freezer. Um, I don't have a pressure cooker. So I only have just a water bath canner. So no, I've never canned my meat. I'm frozen. My face is frozen. I'm not sure why. This internet is kind of acting crazy today. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm unfrozen now. Um, yeah, do you can Oh, I wasn't frozen? Okay. You know what it was? When you came on and you asked me that question, it popped up and it froze the chat and it froze me from my side. So as soon as I answered your question, it released it. Crazy. Um, okay. I guess I just kept on talking. But no, my mother had a pressure canner when she was younger, um, when we were growing up. And see, so I know that she pressure canned meat, because I remember seeing it in the cellar. Um, but I can't do meat without a good pressure cooker. So I guess that's on my list of one day I would like to have. One day. But no, most of the what I'm canning is I'm canning the fruit that comes off of our fruit trees. Um, I did freeze the pecans. Well, I didn't get any last year, but 2 years ago, I got 200 pounds of pecans. I did freeze those, even in the shell, the ones that I had not shelled, and they kept very well just in frozen Ziploc bags. I didn't take the air out of them, like the heat shrink ones, but I think, you can can them in jars too. But I did sell a lot of mine, so I didn't have as much left once I got done selling. Um, so this year, it looks like I'm gonna have a really good crop of pecans. So I'm anxious. I've already picked up 2 of those, just the regular feed buckets, not the 5-gallon buckets, but um, the regular feed buckets. I've picked up 2 buckets already, of really nice pecans. Jen and I came up with a name for each other, if you're wondering what Jennifer is about. Well, I just thought you just misspelled it, Jan. So it's for Jan and Jennifer. Okay. Like J-Lo, right? Cool. We have a pecan tree out back, but no pecans coming on. And last year it was the craziest thing. Um, in the fall, after all the pecans fell and that 200 pounds of pecans, um, I know that I had not put the zinc or whatever, the fertilizer on any of the pecan trees. We have 12 trees, and yeah, like Brangelina. Oh yeah, like Brad and Angelina. Yeah. Oh, so I did. I took the old-timey, pecan fertilizer and I fertilized all the pecans. Well, the next year, I got none. And I thought, "Well, maybe I put too much on it." And, because you just spread it around, around the perimeter of the roots, to encourage them. And and then I got to talking to everybody in the neighborhood. I'm on the board of directors for our county. So some of those ladies had lived in the area for a long time, and they were all complaining they didn't get any pecans last year. And I thought, well, it wasn't me, it was that off year, I guess. We had small pecans, but I didn't care. I heard some pecan trees only produce every other year. Yeah, these are Stewart and paper shell, and I have one that is called a moneymaker, and it's got such a good tasting nut. It's so good. Um, we got ours right before springtime. Oh, really? Well, my dad actually grafted pecan trees. He was really he had a wonderful orchard, and that was a big thing back in the 50s in Oklahoma. There was a lot of pecan orchards in our little county, and he was excellent. So we always had nuts growing up, and we he probably sold some too. But it was he just had these beautiful orchards. But so I kind of grew up with you know good pecans. But these Stewarts are really good size. The paper shell are teeny little ones. I mean, okay, they're about that big and real skinny. Now I've seen some paper shells that are really huge. Hey, Gummy Doolittle, you're out of surgery. I'm so glad, y'all. Gummy is my sister, Donna. She did have some hand surgery this morning, so um, she's having coffee. Okay, so it was a minor surgery. Then they didn't keep you that long. Yeah, yes, Jen, like a walnut. Um, but you know, I wish we had some walnuts. I wished I had some black walnuts. Um, any kind of walnut. Jan says, I was hoping they'd get bigger, but I think that's what we have. Yeah, that's with us. The varieties of paper shell that we have are all very small. So it's not just one tree, it's all the same variety, whatever that is. But they're only about uh, maybe an inch long, 3/4 inch long. They're not that long, but they're like those big fat pencils, a little bit larger than those big school pencils. So they're not big. But you know what? They got the tastiest little nut. But the pigs and the cows eat them and the goats eat them before I can even pick them up. Oh, you have walnut trees? You can have them all. You don't like, well, they have to get themselves out of those holes for sure. But those are definitely hard to crack, but they do taste good. Um, we have a little pecan factory about 17 miles from here, and that's who I get them to crack. Last time I cracked them, they charged me 13 cents a pound, and it was well worth it because I had 200 pounds. Hey, Nicole Chafee, how are you? So nice. How is the weather up in Canada? I bet it's colder than us. And I was complaining because I had 32 and Jan said she had 19. That's 19's cold to me. So this little pecan company in the town just near us, they don't charge a lot per pound and they crack every pecan separately. And when you get ready to take the hulls off, you just take them and you grab them and you just pull it off and it's like a whole pecan under there. Hey, Danny Days, how are you? How's Alabama? We're starting to get this cold weather. Creepy Allen? Oh, oh, yes, yes. Hit me a thumbs up. I could use all the thumbs up I can get. So we this little pecan company um was bought out by Stuckey's. Y'all remember Stuckey's? Some of you, well, Danny's kind of young, but Stuckey's has been around for like 50 years, I think. Um, she's probably the youngest one on here. But so yeah, we definitely, I will take my pecans down there and they'll crack any kind of nut. And they may crack black walnuts, who knows, or walnuts in particular. Um, so yeah, it's, you know, you can't go wrong with nuts. I mean, you can make flour out of nuts if you really had to. But they're really, I like them roasted. I like them roasted. It's my favorite way. And pecan pies, now everybody probably likes pecan pies, but they're so sweet. And when you're trying to cut back on sugar stuff, that's the way it is. So Gummy, are you at home now from your surgery? Or are you just driving through Starbucks? I didn't have coffee this morning because I had to do that dental thing. Hey, corner clubhouse, Cobalt. I guess I could put my glasses on. I could see you guys, but then you can't see me because of the glare in my glasses. But I can read better. Jan says, I love the walnut, but they are so acidic, give me sores in my mouth. I eat too many. Oh, really? Maybe I haven't eaten enough to find that out. Um, and now you can't hardly afford them at the grocery store. Oh, you don't care about the glare? Okay. And sometimes I can I can pull them down like old lady glasses. I shouldn't say that because I'm 66. But yeah. So if all goes well, I will get my teeth because the goat knocked this one out, and I can't remember what happened to this one. I think I bit down on something and I broke it. But the baby goat actually butted me in the head, and I lost that one. Um, just broke off. So if all goes well, I should have them next week. I tried on the little wax ones today. After last week, I know. So they're doing partials because I still have teeth. It's just I don't have the jaw teeth that I need. I grew up with absolutely the worst teeth. We didn't have dental care. We lived in the sticks of Oklahoma until I guess I was 13. So some of my brothers were younger and my sisters were and brothers were older. So, but we didn't have access to dental care. We were lucky to have food, and we didn't know about dental care. Um, it's Danny says it's warmed up to 52 now, but was 38 when I first took the dogs out this morning. We got down to 32, and we're over near Augusta, almost to the South Carolina border. Maybe 5 hours from Danny, but I mean, the night before it got down to 38 or something. So we were really worried about losing all of those quail, but luckily we didn't have. It wasn't too bad last night. Not too bad at all. So, but I mean, we're gonna have our coldest winter is usually in January or February. So that's usually when ours is the coldest. Um, Corner Clubhouse, where are you? I mean, it's just statewide. You don't have to tell me exactly where you're at. I understand that. GTSY. Okay, what does that mean? North Carolina. Okay. Well, um, you're probably not too far from me. I'm like 4 hours from Charlotte. So that's not too bad. Maybe 4.5. So no, we're not too far away. We need to have a Southern get together. There's a lot of us. There's really a lot of us that's in the Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, um, Tennessee. Means good to see you. Oh, oh my goodness. I still remember on the back of envelopes, y'all, this is going to date me, but on the back of envelopes, we would put SWAK. You know what that means, Danny? You're the youngest. What does SWAK mean? Again to Mark. Yeah, so I had to have my coffee because I missed it when I went to the dentist. I didn't want to smell like coffee breath, when you go to the dentist. And I had some chili that I made yesterday, and I thought, well, I didn't have breakfast, so I guess I could eat that chili for brunch. So so I had a little bit of chili. Linda, I will keep you running and listening. Okay, good. I need to get to town now. I mean, I listen all the way to town, usually on somebody's live, but I'm not able to actually say anything. Um, that's kind of crazy. I got this green line in front of me. I've never seen this. Have y'all ever had that before? I think my computer was trying to update or something. Anyway, I try to fix that. Oh, some kind of Slim Driver software is wanting to pop up. I do not want to talk to it. Jan, we will have to meet up in Missouri someday. Now, Jen and Steve, are y'all in Missouri also? You had a red line earlier. I don't know what this is. But anyway, a Southern meetup sounds great. Yes. And I know there's even more. Um, there's a lady in Marietta, Georgia, which is just north of Atlanta for anybody who doesn't know where that is. Um, um, Miss Southern Belle. Some of y'all may know her. She does come on my live sometimes too. Um, and there's Ormsby Farms, believe it or not, is 30 minutes from me. 30. So we still have not met up. He's been busy getting his new place going. But so we're very close. And I mean, there's more. I'm sure there's somebody in North Georgia, and I can't remember who it is right now. And there's somebody in South Georgia. So there's many of us in Georgia alone. Um, so yeah, I don't have the place to host anything like that. I don't have enough room to do that. But it would be nice. I would definitely be going. So are you going to tell me what SWAC means? Oh, on the letters. The anticipation is killing me. Okay. When we wrote to someone, see, we didn't have telephones then, y'all, Danny. When we wrote to somebody a letter, on the back of it, we would seal it up and we would put SWAK, and it means sealed with a kiss. So that's right. That Jen knows, sealed with a kiss. So we actually wrote letters then. And I don't know. Usually we only wrote if we wrote letters to a boy, you know. We had a lot of friends and some boys and some girls, but Danny was like 14. Yeah. Yeah, as I said, I turned 66 this year. I'm not ashamed to say it. My knees feel it. Definitely hands feel it. Yes. So yeah, isn't that cute? SWAC. So all of these, I guess they're called acronyms. People that use acronyms, honestly, most of the time, I do not know what they're saying. I don't know what those are. Jen is 48, and my knees are all busted now. Yeah, my knees have been just in in the tank for about 20 years. And every time I'll go to the orthopedic and it's like, can't we do something for this? And I had two insurances one time, and I thought for sure with both insurances, they'll go ahead and at least do the arthroscopic or whatever. And that doctor, he says, you're too young to have a knee replacement. We're not even going to talk about that for at least another 10 or 20 years. And I thought, how bad do my knees have to hurt before we can do it? And then I went without insurance because I quit work and he quit work. So we ended up in a time where we didn't have insurance or very little. See, I gotta like soak in some Epsom salts and put some comfrey on it. I do use the comfrey salve that I got from Boots and Bounty. Oh, no, see. No, theirs was something else. Theirs was calendula. One of the other channels, I I think I won some comfrey salve and I tried it. Now I can make it because I already have the infused oil and I have the beeswax. So it's just a matter of me having a kitchen to do it in now. Um, but I have been putting that on the worst knee. I want to save it for the worst knee. And it does help. Now, when I get my antique bathtub finished in the farmhouse, that's why I wanted it, so I could soak my knees, soak my back. But my right knee is the worst. So when the goats knocked me down a few weeks ago, it's like, oh my gosh. It's it's like I feel like I'm in that game Twister, you've got to be all in different angles and you got to get up at a different, yes, a big old tub, Jen. Yes. So it took me a while to get up because of that knee, because you can't just raise yourself up. And when I dislocated my shoulder a couple of years ago, oh my gosh, I honestly, I think I'd rather have childbirth than that. Whew, it was something else because it was a constant pain. Even after I got to the hospital, it was still. Um, Jen, did you see Joe's video on us? The Garden State Gardener, Joe? I've been in the dentist office and I couldn't get any reception in there, so I didn't see it this morning, but I'll go look. He does the funniest. I don't know how he does all that, but he does the funniest little parodies of channels. So I haven't been on that end yet, so I can't imagine what he would put me as. Um, but I'll have to go look at that. He does some really funny stuff. Funny. Um, so yeah. So I guess now that I'm on Medicare, that I don't know, they may say that I'm still too young. I think it's because they expect, yes, I think it's because they expect your knee replacements only to last 10, 20 years, and they don't want to do it too early so they don't have to redo it before you croak. Danny says, "Oh dear, it's hilarious. It's got Emma and I with Connor and really. Well, I definitely gonna have to go look at it when I get off here. Definitely, because usually I have to watch them 2 or 3 times because if he has more than one person in the little skit, you have to watch each person. So you got to watch it more than once in order to see what each person is doing or saying, how they're moving their mouth or whatever. So I usually have to watch it more than once. It is a good one. I don't know that song though. Cute. Oh, really? Doctors? Um, I don't know. Yeah, I have to listen to it. I may not know that song either, but I'm not a music aficionado. Um, I don't really I don't ever turn my radio on in the car when I'm driving somewhere. I'm usually listening to somebody's YouTube live, and at home we don't have cable, so that's why I'm sitting at my son's house. Um, is we have little cable, if anything. Hey, Susan at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Good to see you. So yeah, so I'll have to go and look at that Joe's new video. Um, yes, Jen, that's right. I'm always, if I'm out watering the animals or whatever, I put it on, and I my son got me these Bluetooth earbuds, and they really are good. And I'll put those on and just work and listen. And I mean, before I was listening to music, but I I don't I don't really listen to the music much anymore. Yeah. So yeah, so we all have to go over to Joe's and find out what he's doing over there. Um so yeah, we were just kind of talking about our aches and pains today, but and our pecans. So if we get a good pecan crop, then uh I'll roast some. Uh it and during the holidays the kids like that Chex Mix stuff. And I always put pecans in that because it makes it really taste good. Hey, David May, how are you? From Montreal, Canada. Oh, nice. I think I've been there once. I know I have. My husband had a business meeting up there one time, and I rode up with him. You're good? How is the weather up there? It seems like it might be a little colder than us down in the lower 48. Um, We got our coldest last night so far of the winter, and we were 38. Some others have been down to 19, and um, so yeah, but it was cold. It was colder for us than it ever has been. It's been around 45 the last couple of weeks at night, and maybe in the mid 70s during the day. And it's really a nice, I love the fall weather, but it didn't last very long. Yeah, fall is probably one of my favorite weathers. And our coldest is January and February. If we get any snow, which we've only had a light dusting in the last 5 years, we've had it twice. So we don't get much. Oh, you were in Cuba last week. How's the weather in Cuba? I've never been there. Oh, that's pretty cool. Is it more tropical down there? I am in Georgia, so I am very humid. Uh, where are you at, Susan? I can't remember. You were 26 last night. That's pretty chilly. Oh, and David's 31 Celsius. Celsius. Okay. Can you convert that for me? I don't. I'd have to do it on my on. Uh, you've driven to Florida before? Um, when we went to Canada, we drove. Uh, the first time we went to Montreal, then we went to Victoria over on above Seattle once, and that was a trek. Oh, you're in West Tennessee. Okay, I can remember now. Um, and then we drove up to Buffalo and went over into Canada once. I think we've been there like 4 times, but I can't remember the other one was from Chicago. My husband went through there, but he doesn't travel like that anymore, so I don't get to go up there anymore. But so yeah, in Georgia, the temperature is not much different than some of the other places. It's just the humidity is so different. Um, Buffalo is near Toronto. Okay. Um, I couldn't remember because we went over and we wanted to see the Niagara Falls from that side. It was really beautiful from over there, really. And so we were up there for to pick up some. alpacas, and we thought, hey, we're this far, let's just go on over. And 6 months later, my son got a bill for like $2 or $3. Said he had blew one of the tolls, and he didn't remember there being a toll that he missed, but he got a little bill for something that he missed, but we didn't get it when we were with him in a different car. So and I don't know how he got fined and we didn't. So, but yeah, he missed a toll. Uh, Canadian Niagara Falls is nicer. Oh, it is. Um, I mean, I've seen it on the New York side before too, but I really liked it on the Canadian side. I thought it was just gorgeous, and so. But other than that, that's the only times I've been up there. But it was a pretty good little distance from Georgia. Like, you know, we're mid state is where we're at, is in mid state. So, but I think, um are you planning anything, David? You got anything that you plant in the wintertime? I know Susan from the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch has probably got a garden because she always has lots of things that she can. I envy her there. She's got some fabulous kitchen tools to help her do a lot of canning. Like I said, I don't have one of those nice uh, pressure cookers, pressure canners, and I just got a regular dehydrator, which works. But there's some really fancy ones out there, though. So, y'all, I got a box today from the Last Chance Cook Off, and it's full of spices and rubs, but I have not opened it yet. So I'm going to do my mail call video and go through all those rubs. I think I won about 9 of them. This box is full. No fall garden this year for Susan. Still have to bring in the sweet potatoes. Oh yeah, I did see one of your videos about your sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes. Better than white potatoes. Um, so I did get that gift from the Last Chance Cook Off. I've got a couple of other things still coming, but I think they're coming from different locations. Um, when you move into Canada, it's safer. Yeah, yeah, we get I don't know. That's why I stay on the farm a lot, is because there's just too much craziness going on. And I only go out for when I have to. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you came in, David. And please come back again. I usually do my live chats on Wednesdays at noon, every Wednesday for about an hour. So you are welcome to come anytime. Yes, Susan, it was a very nice gift, and I can't wait to use them. I am going to do the Noodle November collaboration. Um, oh, cool. You're welcome. So I am going to do the Noodle November collaboration. I'm doing smoked macaroni and cheese, and I might throw some ham in there or some bacon. My son, he does a beautiful smoked macaroni and cheese on the smoker, and he mixes it all by hand. There's no box stuff involved. And I said, "Ooh, can you work with me and do that?" So he's going to help me. So we're going to do that because I mean I don't have a kitchen at the farmhouse right now. So yes, I would love to. Um, I can't wait to have a kitchen counter over there, so up at the house, so that I can or I can make my soap, or I can at least have a counter where I can do the videos if I want to do something that um, you know I just don't like doing videos. You get tired of doing them outside, because I don't really have a table that I can use. and you kind of need a table for some of that stuff. Um, so yeah, but other than that, we're good. We're good. So I think I'll get off a little bit early today. I've got to go back out and check his baby quails. Yes, please smash that thumbs up. I can always use a thumbs up. I like the encouragement. Um, I really almost stopped looking at the numbers because they fluctuate back and forth, and I don't want to worry myself over one or two going up and down all the time. So sometimes I will look. Although I did get a lot of views, well, more than I expected on the haunted house that I actually went to see. Um, that haunted house is within 5 miles of me. It's just really close. And I've got to go back now because of all the stuff that showed up in my camera. Some kind of flurries. I called them flurries because they were like flying around, but I looked in front of my camera and there was nothing. There was no dust particles or anything but they weren't just falling down, they were going sideways and all over. But and I've always liked to go into haunted houses and look. I don't like gory houses, but I like historical houses. Let's put it that way. So now I've got to go back again, and I'm going to take my GoPro, plus I'm going to take the same camera and film at the same time and see if there's a difference in what's showing up on the camera. But I got 200 and I don't know, 20 views within the first 24 hours, which was a lot more than usually my videos get anywhere from 40 to 60 views in a day. Sometimes it takes a week. But so I was really excited that I got that many in just 24 hours. So there are some people that, they don't like to look at that kind of stuff or visit those kind of places, but I've always been intrigued with historical buildings or cemeteries even. I like to look at dates and just the different architectural in the cemeteries is amazing sometimes, what they put on the stones, and those were hand carved stones, a lot of those really old ones. So yes, I did get quite a few, and that is on my little Wendy's Daydreaming channel. I didn't put it on 6 acres. I put it on the craft and arts and whatever else channel. um, so that's where that one is at. So if you want to see it, you're welcome to go over there. And if you're uncomfortable seeing it, that's okay. I won't hold that against you at all. Um, but some people just are not comfortable. And my sister-in-law was one of them. She was in the house with my brother with me. And as soon as she saw what was on my camera, she's like, I'm going. She went out of the house. So, but she was uncomfortable. But Rick, he just kept going through the whole building with me, and the whole. This house is 254 years old. This rock house, so it is pretty cool. And at the very end of it, y'all look at the very end of it. There is pictures of it before it was restored. It was almost a wreck. And then there's pictures of after it was restored. So it's really quite unique. So I will see you guys next week. Y'all all take care and stay warm. Eat some chili. That's what I'm going to do is finish my chili. So I'll see you guys later. Bye now. So glad you came.